Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's been a rainy mess the last few days, so I'm trying to do a video right now in between rain showers. I want to talk about something briefly today that would be beneficial if you take this to heart. And this is the concept of practical wisdom. Practical wisdom. And it was developed a long time ago by Aristotle. This can give you a lot of insights to make your life better. Now, that's a generic statement, but it really can in a lot of different ways. Once you know more of a true definition, a more objective definition of happiness and how to apply wisdom. So, in the world around us, we have a lot of systems that fail us. It could be at work. It could be at home. It could be within our own personal problem solving, just between ourself and ourself, if you will. And so you have individuals and groups and so forth that struggle to figure things out. But what does society do in general, though, when things don't work out? They typically do this. They create more rules. They create more procedures, and they reduce your ability to use your judgment because I guess they're fearful of having more mistakes or to continuing the legacy of problems. They also increase restrictions by doing that, and they think that by adding more incentives, they can overcome the issue. Now, are these real answers to society's problems? Think about this really good here, and I think you'll come to the conclusion that Aristotle is very correct. Because Aristotle says we don't need more rules and procedures. We don't need to reduce our judgment. We don't need to increase restrictions. And we certainly do not need specific incentives. Because what we really need is virtue. And the right type of character, the type that does the right thing, that has moral will and the skill to figure out what is the right thing to do. So many times these days, you'll find people that mean well, but they do the wrong thing, and they can actually cause more problems, more harm than it was before their intervention. So it does take a level of skill and an ability. So he says we need to develop that, or at least promote that amongst ourselves. So I'm back. There was a small rain shower there. It's going to be off and on during this video, unfortunately. But let's go back to what Aristotle said here about wise people. It involved inherent flexibility and the ability to improvise, to solve problems, and in other words, to be adaptable. He says that wise people know how to be flexible, to improvise, and to do this for the service or in the service of others. And that's the main thing, to do it for other people and not be self-centered. So these are morally wise people. And this is a triggering mechanism to build up the individual's will to do the right thing through virtue and character. And this type of wisdom, it's a type of master morality, he says. And this is what he calls, and this is why the video is called this, it's called practical wisdom. So we see that more rules, more incentives, and more restrictions demoralize professional activities, starting with the person and ending with the activity. So it involves two aspects of society, the people and the activities or the doings of people. Now, to avoid ethical erosion, we need to nurture character. He says that people want to be virtuous. It's the default nature of humans. And you know what? I agree with him. I honestly believe that over 90% of humans are very good, spirited, and willing people to do the right thing. In fact, I'd probably even go maybe as far as 95 plus percent of the people that I've met in my life. So, in conclusion, we have practical wisdom, and it just happens to be the key to happiness. Because two things are the most important for humans to be happy: it's love and work. You have to grow in both of these to have a balanced life, to actually grow in wisdom and to use practical wisdom. There are no substitutes for wisdom. And so to grow in love and to grow in your work or your doings, you must have practical wisdom to reach your potential. And this has been known for a long time now. Not many people talk about this. And we can talk about this further if there's enough interest on the channel, but I hope this is somewhat helpful for you. A lot of people email me with many troubles, and some people have a great difficulty understanding life, and I don't have it figured out either, and I don't think really anyone does. But you can do the best you can, and you can put yourself out there, and by using some of this common sense, practical wisdom, you can enhance your life in a very simplistic form and get more out of it. Thanks again for your support. My best to all of you, and I hope it's comfortable where you're living right now. It's been kind of cold where I am right now, middle of spring, and it's just been a lot of storms, a lot of rain. As you can pretty much see, the rain is dripping from the trees, and it's a mess. But everything is growing. As you can see, the trees are coming out, and the grass is growing like crazy. It's actually kind of difficult to even keep the lawn maintained. It's like every 2 to 3 days it wants to shoot back up. So anyways, feel free to leave a comment. Hit the like button if you like this kind of content. Subscribe if you aren't a subscriber already. And once again, thanks for watching my videos. Right now, as you probably know, there's been a lot of turmoil in YouTube. And so it's been kind of difficult to be motivated to do videos just because there's a lot of incentives that I had before have been taken away. And so, and it's not just because I've been censored by YouTube, but the very little bit of revenue that I was making through ads has been almost completely removed. And so now I'm just doing this for the plain love of it, just the very basic love of making videos. And I never really came on here to do videos for money, but the little bit of extra revenue every month did go a long way. It really helped me out a lot. And now that YouTube says that the majority of my videos are adult content, which is just ridiculous. I don't curse, there's no nudity, there's nothing wrong with my channel. But they say that a good majority of my videos are adult content. And because of that, it's caused great hardship for this channel. And so, anyways, there's always changes, and we have to adapt. That's part of practical wisdom.